for teeing that up. The floor is all yours.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, that's good, It has started. Okay, that sounds great. So yeah, now that we are officially on the record, I just want to say another welcome to you all. My name is Karen O'Donoghue. I am innovations lead with the fantastic not-for-profit organisation that is ChangeX. And I'm here with a number of team members located all around the world. I'm dialing in from deepest, darkest 6 p.m. Liz Quinlan in East Cork, surrounded by many, many four-legged friends and a holy cows out that way. And yes, it's raining, in case you were wondering. So you're really, really welcome. And today, on behalf of ChangeX, but really with our good partners at Microsoft, led by Mr. Adonis there, we welcome you to today's launch of what is the very first Microsoft Community Fund in San Jose. So yes, everybody, it is a momentous day, and bravo, the first of many. Yes, loving this sound. So it's really, really good. And thank you all for taking the time out of your day to come join us. Although I'm guessing it's daytime there, it's morning time there, correct? Oh my God. So go do your day today as I'm just coming to the end of mine. Excellent, you lucky people, a whole day ahead. Okay, so in short, here's generally what's going to happen, right? We're going to talk to you about the fund. We're going to talk to you about the why of the fund, both in terms of the ChangeX perspective, which is all about scale and innovation and connection and replication and innovation and all that good stuff, but also from a Microsoft perspective, why it is so important to them to have this fund available to your community. We're going to meet some really, really cool people, so it won't just be my dulcet tones that you're going to be hearing. We're going to hear from members of the ChangeX team as to the practicalities as to how you and people within your network can actively submit an application to secure the funding to do the good stuff. And then we're going to hear from people who've done the good stuff. They either started the idea in the first place. They are the men and women and humans behind the innovations that are all over the world but coming to San Jose right now. And they are people who actually were on a call not dissimilar to this one, maybe last year, or how you heard of it. We will get to that in a little minute, but who followed the steps to secure the funding to do the work. We are really open to questions in and of the moment. Absolutely do please just kind of go on mute for now in case, like just happened, your dog starts to bark or life continues in the background. But equally, if a question comes to you in the moment and you don't interrupt the flow, throw it in the chat, okay? And either myself or Niamh or Killian or somebody here will get to it right there, right now. And if we don't know the answer, we'll get back to you in a minute. And then here's the final thing. As I pause for breath, you guys are the most important people on the call. This is for you. This is going to be for you and by you. And every single question that you ask here has a relevance. And what I really want you to do is come to this in the spirit of abundance and of sharing. Because as much as I'd love to be in San Jose, I'm in Liz Quinlan in East Cork, so I don't know anybody over there who is going to want to avail of this funding to do the incredible ideas. But you do, okay? So you guys are the most important people right here, right now. Agreed? Yes? Splendid, 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 splendid. Nod, nod, nod. Give me the feels, peeps. I need some recognition and some engagement. Yes, 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 Victoria. I got a thumbs up from Victoria. Okay, brilliant. Adonis, are you ready to say hello to people that you may already know? I'm guessing.
Yeah. So I'm happy to welcome everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. It's such an honor to share this space with you today. We're excited to officially kick off this ChangeX launch across San Jose and Santa Clara. We will be sharing out a slideshow presentation, and I do see that Niamh is pulling that up. If we want to dive in, I can go ahead and share a little bit more about just providing some context into how we got connected to ChangeX, our work in the community, and more focused, the team that I'm part of and the impacts that we hope to create across the community. And so, as I shared, my name is Adonis, and I am with what's called the Microsoft Data Center Community Development Team. As the name implies, we are part of the broader Microsoft community, but we are everywhere in part of communities that host Microsoft's data centers. We're all across the globe. And in every community where we are, we hope to do three primary things, and those are listed in the center of this slide here. The first is to build community, to really bring economic, social, environmental benefits and more to each of these places. But we really look to all of our community stakeholders to understand what meaningful, what's impactful, and what long-term benefits mean to that community. So we have funding, we have resources, but it doesn't really mean anything unless we're guided by different teams and individuals in the community that in which we engage. And so that kind of leads me to my second point there in the center of the slide. My role, if we can go back, I'll shift to that second slide. But my role is to really serve as like a community liaison or matchmaker in the community. I look to help engage individuals, stakeholders, nonprofits, municipal leaders to truly understand where the community's priorities are. What are the resources that already exist in a place, and where are some of the opportunities for us to bridge up some gaps that might be in the community? So we have this open dialogue. I'm here for any concerns, any recommendations, any partnerships, and as I said, I help to match up the resources that we have on our side to where the community's priorities are. And then lastly, I really focus on leveraging the the numbers that we have in the community. So when we build a data center site, we're talking about hundreds of individuals from the community that work for Microsoft. And our hope is to have those individuals serve as mentors, as volunteers, and be active and engaged community members. And so I work closely with our data center teams after we design and deploy different community engagement ideas to bring this quote unquote army of volunteers into the community so that we could give back in that way as well. So we can go to the next slide and I could just share with you from like a 30,000 foot perspective a little bit more about our team. If you were to look across all the global communities where we are, San Jose is one of our newest communities. And what you'll see is numbers of projects in each of these places. But if you were to take all of these projects and initiatives that we've helped support and categorize them across some buckets, all of them would land in one of these three focus areas that we have as a team. We focus quite heavily on community technical skilling. This is aimed at building workforce development initiatives and education in communities. We also focus quite heavily on environmental sustainability. A lot of the work that we do in those first two spaces, they ladder up to the broader commitments we have as a company. But as I shared, what we do is we look to the community and we say, what does community technical skilling look like in San Jose? Or what does environmental sustainability look like? What does meaningful impact look like in these areas? And so we look to partner with local organizations and nonprofits who are already doing this work to help guide that effort for those two buckets. And then when it comes to other initiatives or priorities that don't neatly fall into community technical skilling or environmental sustainability, we have what's called a community empowerment fund, and that's the last category you see all the way to the right. And this is us being as responsive as we can to those community priorities. So if there's a project related to, say, food insecurity, working with different partners to help mitigate that, they don't neatly fall into technical skilling or environmental sustainability. That comes out of our capacity to serve through empowerment funds. I would say that a lot of the work that we're doing through this ChangeX initiative, it could fall in any of these three buckets. We're really proud and honored to continue this relationship with ChangeX. I've worked with ChangeX on a number of other communities that I'm part of, and I've seen ChangeX be really successful all across the globe. They're helping to take what's proven and what's meaningful across communities, and introduce that here in San Jose. And I'm really hoping that this partnership will help us get connected more broadly across the community to really build out those relations and start that dialogue. The last thing that I'll say is on the last slide. A lot of times, many conversations that I have in communities, they lead with, can you give us a general overview about what a data center is, what the roles look like, what the data center footprint looks like in our community? And so to help start those conversations, I've provided some links in here, and I could drop these in an email after today's discussion to give some overviews. There's some links that'll take you to a tour of what a data center looks like on the outside and the inside, how they operate. I shared the different impacts they have in communities, the types of jobs they could bring to the area. And so I'm going to share some links after today's call to help kickstart that conversation. And then lastly, our conversations generally lead into, well, what does the data center community development team do? Do you have any examples about some of the projects you've done in other communities? And the last link on this slide will take you to a site that's it's called local.microsoft.com. It'll show you some examples of some other amazing projects that we've brought to different communities across the globe. You'll see San Jose. We have one, maybe two stories. I don't know if the second one is published yet, but we just got started in San Jose earlier this semester, and so we're really hoping to build out that portfolio in the next few months. But that link there will take you to some really great examples of other ways we've served communities in different places. But I'll close with saying that I'm honored and thankful to be with you all today, and just excited for what's to come through this ChangeX initiative. Karen, I'll turn it back over to you.
Adonis, bravo. And right back at you, dude. The feeling is very much mutual, honored and privileged for sure. Although I have to ask, and maybe it's just me and my aging eyes, did anybody else read Brad Pitt on that last slide? Because I was like, Brad Pitt's giving tours of the Microsoft data center. I was like, oh my God.
It's Brad Smith. So you're close. Brad Pitt did he starred as Mr. and Mrs. Smith,
Mr.
I think.
Smith.
Yeah,
There you go.
but it's Brad Smith. He's one of the presidents here at the company.
So I'm sure equally lovely human, but no offense, Brad Pitt is what really got my attention. But anyway, maybe it was just me then. Maybe it was just me. So Adonis, you did an amazing introduction, and we at ChangeX are really, really honored to be part of that commitment to your communities all around the world. And again, just to actually give you a little overview as to who and what we are, let me talk about it through the lens of Microsoft. So ChangeX as a platform exists, and Neve is one of our co-founders. So we've been rocking and rolling now for about 7 years. And our absolute raison d'etre, like the whole reason that we exist, is to scale proven social innovations by taking really good ideas at very different stages of their development and connecting them with communities equally at different stages of their development, engagement, information, aspiration, and plugging them together by bringing people power for sure, but also the funding and the resources afforded to us and them through our partners like Microsoft. So yeah, for sure, there's global representation right here, right now, and we're launching this fund in San Jose. But you guys are part of an incredible network of change makers all over the world. You are officially part of the ChangeX community, whether you like it or not. You are in. Hashtag this is not a cult. Most of the time. That's definitely not a cult. But you are 100% part and parcel of the ChangeX community. You're 100% part and parcel of the Microsoft ChangeX community, where we have funds like this in Austria, in Sweden, in Dublin, like literally a whole heap of states all over America. So yeah, plug into that, everybody. We are doing really, really good stuff together. And ultimately what ChangeX is about is taking hyperlocal change, for global impact. Okay, because we all know the world is in a heap. But yet if every single person gets up, stands up, and does their bit to make a positive difference, we'll be grand, as they say. We'll be grand. So ChangeX has this unbelievable, audacious goal for 2030. 1 billion people impacted. Like, I don't know how many zeros that is, 9 or whatever. Anyway, write it down. It's 1 billion people. And I don't know, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We're 16 of them. Plus everybody else that we know in our communities, in our organizations, in our homes, in our towns, in our worlds, in our workplaces, in our churches, in our gyms, in our lives, in our supermarkets, whatever. They're the ones that are all going to build up to that. Yeah. So that's pretty much what we do in a nutshell. Does that make sense? Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So without further ado, what I'm going to actually suggest right now is, are you there, Virginia? Victoria, even if I got your name right, that'd be a very good start. Because let's hear from someone who was sitting one way or another exactly where you guys are now, very aware of wanting to address a social, economic, environmental, engagement, inclusion, whatever challenge in their world, and saw an opportunity through ChangeX to secure some funding to start a project that would do just that. And so, Victoria, you started something that's really close to my heart. And I said at the start of the call, I'm already inspired by you to bring what you've done to my kids' secondary school here in Middleton. So there you go. Tell us all about Plant Pure Communities in Halifax.
Yeah, so this is actually the second ChangeX project that I've worked on. So I knew through the process of it, the application part of it, it's made very simple, very easy to get. And it's very helpful in rural areas to be able to get these monies to really make these changes in the community, and also to teach students. Sorry, am I frozen? Did I freeze up there? Okay, sorry. Our school's internet's not so great. So to also teach students about doing community service and making, changes in the world, big scale, but starting small. So Plant Pure this year, my students really wanted to focus on sustainability and work with plant-based meals. We are a culinary arts class that I run, so it's all very, works together like that. And so I think we started this over the summer. I have a group of Culinary Arts 2 students now who I had last year. And over the summer, Brittany and Logan and one of our ex-students worked on a group with me to come up with this idea. And they've already been off to a great start this year. We've worked on creating bags or kits, really. And it has all the recipes for a plant-based meal, and it has the ingredients. We give it out on a Monday during the school week. Students take it home, and to reach even more students, we encourage them to take a picture and share that on our Facebook page. And all the students who do that get put into like a drawing for a prize. We just drew one today. If anybody's kind of interested in seeing things that my class has done, on Facebook, their page is Halifax County Comets FCCLA. And they've been going out to farmers markets to reach the community. And the most recent one they did, it was around Halloween, so they gave out plant-based pumpkin muffins. And it's very interesting because this area is, again, I said it's, rural area, a lot of meat and potato kind of people. And so the students had done a survey to see what people eat plant-based and what sort of people try to do, have some vegetables with their dinner, and what people don't eat any vegetables. And yeah, they just kind of, worked with that, and then saw what kids were interested in it. And it's just a really neat way to reach the school and whole community wide.
Fantastic. So, I mean, congratulations, Victoria, because first of all, I'm so impressed by the level of engagement by your young people. Like, it sounds incredibly student led, and we all know the influence that they have within their own school community and their home communities, and then their broader online community. So like hats off to that, Mrs. That's exceptional. When you get a little minute, no now, or whenever, throw the link to the Facebook page into the chat maybe, because I'm sure people would love to see it. So like, I'm glad to hear that it was your second idea. And I think that's something that's really worth noting, everybody, is that one of the things that we found is that because the process around securing the funding and then starting the idea, and as you can hear from Victoria, very much putting your own spin on it, you know, making it work for you as a concept, but in your local group and to your target audience, as they say, means that then you are inclined to do another one, because one begets another. Do you know what I mean? Impact layered on impact, layered on impact, layered on impact. So that's something that we really encourage you guys to do. Think big. What's the expression? Go big or go home.
Well, I've been
yeah.
able to help others, you know, in the community once you do one yourself, you know. So I've worked with other groups, and like I said, you know, we work with the farmers market a lot, and so we've been able to get other groups going too. I know there was one time I applied for one for a community fridge project, because we also run a care closet out here, and we weren't able to get that, you know, enough people had applied for other ones, and that was fine. But we still used that idea. We did go through the whole community fridge process, not with ChangeX. And so it's still those ideas, getting those ideas here into our small town that we did not have. My student, so they wanted to show you what they're working on right now. Go ahead.
Hi, how's it going? Come down and give us a wave. Come down and give us a wave.
So this is
hello.
This is Brittany. So she was one of the two students that I was telling you about. And actually what they're going to do too with this, they're members of FCCLA. I'm sure you guys have that in Texas, if there's any school teachers on. But so they are going to present everything that they've done with this plant-based learning at the state conference this year, and then hopefully move on to national conference. So, you know, this little idea is hopefully going to go, you know, further and further, which I really love.
Amazing. Well, best of luck, Brittany, to you. Will you please send a big heap of ChangeX, San Jose, and Microsoft vibes all the way back to the rest of your team? And come here, can I just say a thank you, because it is your generation and engaged, invested, clever, innovative humans like you that are going to sort it all out. Yeah? And we're right behind you every way. Brilliant. Oh, Victoria,
thank you.
Fantastic. Victoria, thank you so much. There may well be some questions that come in from people specifically to your project, your Plant Pure Communities project. Try saying that after 4 espressos. It's great crack. But equally, maybe just around the process and your experience of SAME and that fantastic sharing of knowledge that you've done across your community. So will you stay with us for the now?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. All right. Well, if you needed convincing, surely after that fantastic explanation and presentation, you're like, okay, I'm all over it now. I know exactly what to do. But if you don't, and you still have a couple of questions, which is fine, let me now introduce you to someone who is so clear and so articulate, even after 4 espressos, that anybody and everybody can understand him. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Killian. Bravo for Killian! Woo! Our community lead.
Thank you so much, Karen. And I just wanted to say before I start, I actually met with Victoria, I think it was last July. So excited to see her coming here today to talk about the project that we spoke when she was still on that planning phase. So yeah, that's really exciting. Can you guys hear me all right? Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah, so thanks, Karen, for the introduction. Thanks, everyone, for joining. I'm Killian. I'm a community success manager here at ChangeX. I'm based in sunny Brazil. You can see the sun shining right through my face in here. I picked a terrible spot to have this meeting, but we'll make it work. And yeah, so what I wanted to talk about today is actually the practical aspects of applying to the fund. So I'll go ahead and share my screen. I'm a huge fan of live demos because I know this works very well. So Let me know when you can see.
Killian, oh my God. Like, does anybody got popcorn? Plant-based, obviously.
Say that again?
I was like, has anybody got popcorn? I feel like I'm on like in the cinema going, what's going to happen next?
All right. Let me know when you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Lovely. All right. So this is our beautiful fund page for the San Jose Community Challenge. So this page is basically a kind of a landing page, a summary of all the ideas, summary of this partnership between ChangeX and Microsoft. What you'll find here is some basic information about this partnership, the total funding available for this project, and I'll give you a short preview of our portfolio of ideas. So these are ideas that you can basically replicate in your local communities. There's a total of 14 of them for this particular fund, and Karen will share a little bit more details about some of them in a little bit, and some of the amazing founders of these ideas will also be talking about them. But in short, the way it works is you would select one of these kind of prepackaged ideas from our portfolio and follow a series of steps to replicate them in your communities. The way this works is, well, we can open any of these ideas. So I have one here, for example, the Recycle Across America. You can find more details about the project, about how it works, the exact steps you need to take to replicate this project in your community. Once you're ready to start, you picked, okay, this is the one for me. You would just, start your project, give it a name, and you will end up in this beautiful particular project page for you and your team members. Once you select a project, you will ask you to complete a 30-day challenge, which is a series of steps you need to complete within 30 days to release your funding for that particular project. These steps include watching a welcome video, having a team meeting with either me or someone else in my team, inviting 4 team members to your project page, meeting with those team members of yours to work on an action plan, just a high-level summary of how you plan to run your project. So there's this 5 steps to unlock your initial funding. You can check the amounts in the idea pages. So in here, for example, for Recycle Across America, we have funding of $500 per new project, and this funding that you see here is split in 2 phases. So the moment you finish your 30-day challenge, you get 70% of that amount upfront, so you can run your project. Then you will not be hearing from me for about 6 months. And then at the end of this 6 months, we'll ask you to complete an impact survey, which is basically telling us how the projects go, what's the impact that you managed to add to your community, and we'll then release a 30% for you to either expand or make improvements to that project. These funding amounts, they vary from $500 to $5,500, depending on the idea. So each of these ideas have specific requirements, levels of complexity, and you can always open any one of them to see how much funding is available for each one of them. We're hoping to fund roughly 20 projects with this funding, and it's all first come, first serve basis. So you actually get 30 days to work on your project, so to work on your project plan. So apply the sooner rather than later. And besides, sorry about the phone ringing. Surprisingly, it's not a dog barking, it's usually what happens. Apart from the resources that we mentioned about in the idea pages where you can find the details on how to execute this project, you have more resources available once you start your page. So all the projects have a dedicated resources section with step-by-step guides and additional information you can use to run your project. Some of them have been translated into a few different languages as well. And of course, me and my team, we're here to guide you. You will have a call with one of us, and either before or after that, you can always get in touch by clicking this beautiful green button here. We're always one click away. And yeah, I think that's the summary. Did I miss anything, Karen?
Nicely done, Killian. Thank you. So a quick summary is that as of today, like literally right now, this minute, through the Microsoft San Jose Fund, we have $40,000 available to you and yours so that you can complete a 30-day challenge that honestly, it couldn't be easier. I learned recently from Killian that an organization completed the 30-day challenge in 2 days. So it is a limit, not a target, if you know what I mean. You can literally do it as quickly as you can. And we do ask that, you know, there's time given to the phone call you have with us, because we just want to make sure that the right funding goes to the right people at the right time for the right project, you know, because we want to make sure that we harness all of that brilliant community energy and then make sure that it's directed into the right project, and then bing, bang, bosh, give you guys the Microsoft funding so that you can go and do your thing. So yeah,
If someone
$40,000.
breaks that 2-day record, they will get a special prize mailed from Karen. Is that right, Karen?
What? I missed that, but yeah, I'll do it. If everybody likes apple crumble, it'll be apple crumble, because I'm all about apple crumble at the moment. Or red lipstick. I seem to have a lot of those in my drawer. But anyway, apple crumble or red lipstick. Yes, first prize. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. Okay, so here's the thing. Killian talked about the 14 ideas that are in the portfolio. Victoria did a beautiful job of describing her experience of replicating one of them, Plant Pure Communities, which, as you can get, is all about encouraging people to consider and adopt a plant-based diet for environmental reasons, health and well-being reasons, community engagement reasons. But we then have others listed in the portfolio, which range from ones that are, I'm going to describe them as entry-level ideas. So if your organization, your organization or your community isn't quite sure which step, you know, to take into a project, some of them are shorter term, require less volunteers, are easier but still really impactful to do. And then others require a bit more oomph, a bit more time, a bit more consideration, a little bit more planning. But you just start wherever you are comfortable. Or if you really want to go a little bit outside your comfort zone and just go for gold, like, you'll be grand. We're all here to help and support you along the way. So I'm going to invite 2 innovators behind those ideas and let you guys dive into the other ones. And then I'm going to do a sneaky intro for somebody, an organization not currently on the platform, but we're going to be talking to them this time next year. Looking at you, Scott and Greg, looking at you, heads up. But first and foremost, Reed, it is so good to see you. I only ever get to see you because of Microsoft. Look at what you're doing, Adonis. You're bringing all these people together. You're bringing us together. Killian got to meet Victoria. Me and Reed get to see each other. Woo! Happy days. It's like a reunion. How are you, friend? And tell everybody here all about Pollinator Partnership.
Yeah, I'm doing wonderfully. Thank you so much for asking. So happy to be here today for this launch of the San Jose effort here. So yeah, I work for Pollinator Partnership. We are a nonprofit based in the Bay Area in San Francisco. And our mission, first and foremost, is to protect all pollinating species. So I think we know how important pollinators are for not only the ecosystems that we rely on, but also to our food systems as well. One of our favorite statistics is that 1 in every 3 bites of food that you eat was made possible by a bee. And that's not to go into all of the benefits that native pollinators provide for our ecosystems. It's just a fact that natural ecosystems could not function were it not for the role that pollinators play. So they are truly, truly important species that need our help. There's a lot of challenges out there, but what's wonderful is that pollinator conservation and pollinator protection can be done by anyone. It can really be undertaken by anyone, no matter how much space or time you have. And that's something that we believe in and want to facilitate at Pollinator Partnership. So something I want to touch on is our eco-regional guides. They are tailored to your specific region, wherever you live in the United States, and they will tell you what plants to plant, how to maintain and build that pollinator habitat, and how to engage others in that process. So we have seen time and time again that building community pollinator gardens, adding gardens or plants in your own home, on your porch, it doesn't matter how much space you have. I do not have a garden, but I have plenty of potted plants out there that I've planted pollinator friendly plants in, and they will come. It's quite amazing. I've seen monarch butterflies and these meager plants that I've planted right outside my door. And so that just really kind of reaffirms to me that no matter how much space or time you have, you can make a difference for pollinators. And then in turn, they will go on and to support all the other incredible plant and animal species that we rely on for our health as well. So our eco-regional guides, yeah, they're tailored to your specific region. You enter in your zip code and it'll come up with a guide that it's tailored for your region. And like I've said, we've seen community gardens really bring people together. And it creates, a better place for people to live. It ties you to one another. And just by planting a garden, that is belief in the promise of tomorrow. It's a very sappy way of saying that, but it really does a lot of good, no matter how much you can do. So that's what we want to facilitate. And like I said, it really makes a big difference. So yeah, thank you very much for having me here, and more than happy to answer any questions you might have.
You are so welcome, Reid. And I'll tell you, this dude really means it. Like, he knows a lot about the program and all of those resources and is ridiculously helpful. And Reid, you and I have had the privilege of meeting people on other Microsoft calls, Adonis, who have done the pollinator project. And honestly, it's like, you start off thinking seeds and bees. And then you hear what actually happens. And like, it is just incredible. I mean, we've had people on these calls, and I'm wondering which of you will be this version next year, who just talk about the transformation of a space with color and biodiversity and engagement and learn. Like it's just amazing. It's just amazing. 1 in every 3 bites. Yeah. That kind of puts manners on it, doesn't it? Yeah, for sure.
They're pretty cool, aren't they?
They are pretty critical, I would say. Critically cool or coolly critical, whatever. Beautiful. Reid, thanks a millions. Yeah, sure, and I want to know who on the call is gonna think about getting some of their groups to send in an application for that. And then next up, we have an organization who've actually been with ChangeX for quite some time. They predate me, actually, so that's eons and eons ago. And we were able to reconnect with you guys, refresh your amazing page, bring it back into all things ChangeX and more communities. And so it is wonderful, Alex and Amy, to see you here today. Thank you so much for joining. I don't know which of you is going to address the crowd. Who's it? Oh, you got a point. Okay. Alex, welcome from Recycle Across America. Tell us.
Thank you so much. It's so good. Can everyone hear me? Awesome. Well, it's really good to be here today to the launch of San Jose and Microsoft ChangeX platform. We are, my name is Alex Bunker. I am the National Program Director, and Amy is here with me today as well. So thank you for joining, Amy. But we work for the nonprofit called Recycle Across America. And our mission as a nonprofit is really to eliminate a lot of the confusion that we feel standing in front of a recycling bin, not knowing exactly what to do at that moment. And so we're doing that with a really simple solution that makes a really big impact. And that is to standardize recycling labels on recycling bins. Our nonprofit has been working in this space for 9-10 years now, and we've seen really tremendous impacts from this solution. We've worked with state governments and cities and counties, as well as corporations. And then what we get to do here in conjunction with ChangeX is to help a lot of schools. And so that is kind of what the platform that you'll see on the ChangeX option to choose a project. And so what we have seen with the many schools that we have worked with is obviously students engaged and excited about recycling and wanting to make a difference in their school. And what's really unique about this project is that students can be involved in implementing the project, and then they can, it happens while they're there, they can see the impacts of it, and then it's still implemented for future students as well, which is really exciting to, I think, a lot of the students. And then from a school perspective and also from a community perspective, what we've seen with these donations of labels to K through 12 schools is that some really fantastic examples from schools that have been able to do a little bit of research before they implemented the standardized labels to after they were implemented. They saw incredible results. Orange County Public School District in Florida, they increased their recycling levels by 90%. And in 2 years, that allowed them to save $1.3 million in trash hauling fees. So imagine what that money went back to the school and back to those kids, and what that was able to do, in addition to the environmental impact of the recycling. And then in addition to having these kids get excited about recycling. So it's a really unique program. And then also Las Vegas School District saw even greater number. They saved $6 million in trash hauling fees. And so we get the opportunity to work with a bunch of different industries, but schools are really fun because of the students and the joy and the excitement. And then that impact not only happens at the school level, but that excitement about environmental progress and recycling and conserving those resources gets extended to their family and then to the lives around them. So anyways, it's great to be a part of it. Thank you so much, Karen and Adonis, for having us today and for including us in this San Jose launch. We really appreciate it. We're excited to be a part of it.
You are so welcome, and huge congratulations on all of that impact to date. I wonder which San Jose school or collection of schools you'll be giving as a case study in a couple of years to come. Like, let's set that intention. I don't know if there's any schools on the call or anybody representing a school district, but like, set the intention now, people. I'm going to go with like $3.8 million in 2 years. Sounds like a good plan? Yeah. Let me know when that's done. Let me know when that's done. Okay, brilliant. I just got the little notification up that said we had 5 minutes left in the meeting. So we're going to have to squish in a little bit, Adonis. Is that okay? Yeah? Okay, there's only 3 things left to do. One is to give a very quick introduction to Scott and Greg from Little Free Library, who I've been speaking with for some time now, but we are nothing if not determined and persistent. Possibly a little annoying at times. My apologies if that's the case, but you know I love you. And we are going to be working together so that in 2023, this brilliant idea, hands up here, somebody must have seen a Little Free Library in their town. I'm in deepest, darkest rural Ireland, and there's 2 within like cycling distance. Yeah. And it saved me big time during the lockdown when I could do nothing, go nowhere, see nothing. But I was able to get a book from my Little Free Library in Ladies Bridge. So I love the idea and what you do. Anyway, so good to see you. Thank you for joining. I invited these guys to come and see us in action, Adonis. I was like, let me just show you what actually happens with the real human beings in this situation. So what are your thoughts, guys? They're speechless. Wow.
Stunned. No, I'm not a Microsoft meetings person. I'm a Zoom person. I can't find the mute.
That's okay. You're still welcome.
Yeah. No, this is great. We're excited. I mean, Little Free Library is all about building community, inspiring readers, and expanding book access through volunteers and communities across the globe. We're in 150,000 locations as we speak. So I'm excited about the opportunity to work with ChangeX and all of those communities that you're involved in.
Fantastic. Yeah, brilliant. Do you concur, Scott? Are you ready to be joining us as one of our innovators next year and speaking to brilliant people like these San Joseans? Joseers? That sounds like an Irish singer. You know what I mean? Look, you lovely people.
Yeah, we're very excited. I did drop a link to our website on there if you guys want to check it out. And we are in 115 countries worldwide. So we are excited about the opportunity to expand that.
Excellent. Okay, people, you heard it here first. San Jose schools are going to save $3.8 million in 2 years' time. And coming to a ChangeX platform near you, we're going to have Little Free Libraries. Fantastic. Okay, bravo. Right, last but not least, if you feel up for it, I would love you all to turn on your videos. Turn on your videos, come and say hi. I know all the people now that I can see. Yes, Chris, love it. Thank you kindly. Come on, NMS, DKC, AL. You know you want to. You know you want to. We're kind. We're kind. No. Come on. Make an Irish mammy happy. As I say to my children all the time in a very Irish mammy way. But there you go. Okay, well, what I'm going to do in this instance then is, whilst everybody's still on the call and we're coming up to time, is to give you a quick reminder. It is live, people. There is money available to fund a whole heap of exceptional ideas that will, I promise you, give very, very tangible results to address a local social, environmental, or economic issue. I'm telling you now, you heard it from Victoria. If you don't take my word, listen to what Alex and Reid had to say. This stuff makes an immediate difference. Adonis said earlier, we've been doing this with Microsoft for a number of years now, all over the world. Embrace it and be part of our story and part of our community. And then we would love you guys to be joining us on fund launches next year, wherever they may be. The other thing that we need you to do is watch out in your emails. You're going to receive a comms pack because we want to make this easy for you. Okay, there's too much good stuff to be doing. You don't need time faffing with social stuff and hashtaggy things and how to word an email, blah, 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 blah. We're going to give you the comms pack. We've done all the hard work for you and you just send it out. Make it your own, send it out. And what I would love you to do as you get off this call, even if it is that you feel like you need a little lie down and a glass of water, a cup of coffee, because it's been intense, who are you going to tell about this? Who is it that are your boots, trainers, wellies, flip-flops, I don't know, whatever it is on the ground that you are going to tell about this fund opportunity? Because you know the doers in your community, you know the movers and shakers, you know the ones who will take the time to submit an application, zoom through the 30-day challenge to secure the funding. And again, we heard this referenced not that long ago with the fantastic human who described the whole ChangeX process as being specifically orientated to fund the doers, not the brilliant writers of proposals. I mean, those people are awesome. Well, like, hats off to them. They have a place, but this is for you guys. This fund is for the doers, the people who get up and start and continue a project in their local community. And you are they, and you know the rest of them. So we need your help to get the good word out. That's pretty much all I have to say, unless there's any burning questions. I didn't see any in the chat. I see some thanks. I see the link. That's amazing. So unless anybody's jumping down in their seat and wants to ask, Adonis, lead us out, friend. Close it and send us off to do our thing.
Well, thank you so much, Karen, and thanks everyone for participating in today's conversation. I love the energy. I am thrilled and excited to see the ChangeX launch in San Jose. Please, as Karen shared, forward this across your networks. We want to see a really strong showing from our San Jose community. And thanks again for your time, and really looking forward to seeing what we could do here.
Beautiful. Excellent. Bravo, team. Onwards.
Thank you all.
Let's go make some change. Love it. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, gang. See you all soon.
Bye.
See ya.